Hey, it's Gabe, and Landon's there behind the camera from the Order of Traveling Hats. It's been a minute since we had a full-on video, and as you may notice, may not, but you're gonna, my Lexus GX has turned into a Toyota 4Runner. Um, the Y will be its own video later. But today it's oil change time. Driving it up to Arkansas and back to Texas a couple of 2 or 3 times and just around. I've only had it for maybe a month and a half or so, and it's already time for an oil change. So that's what we're doing today. Changing the oil. Come along.
So to do the oil change, we have tools. We're going to do this a little bit differently. I've got a oil pan evacuator system that will kind of help us suck out the oil so we don't have to crawl under it and get to the drain plug and all that stuff. So we should be able to clear all the oil out of the engine from above. The only thing we're going to have to do is get under it to get the oil filter out. On the Toyotas, that's one area I think where the Jeep is actually a lot better is the oil filters on top. So if you've got an oil pan evacuator, you can not crawl under the vehicle at all. But on the Toyotas and on the GX, the oil filter is on the bottom. So we've got to actually crawl under it, actually remove a skid plate, and then get to the oil filter. But we'll show you guys that in a minute. We're going to go ahead and get the oil evacuator thing set up and show you how that works, and we'll get going with that. So another thing to think about is you got to have an oil filter wrench to get the oil filter housing off. Toyota uses a cartridge type filter, which we're going to show you in a minute because we got a really cool factory Toyota filter. But it's in a plastic housing under there, and you got to have this kind of special wrench. These ears on here will index with part of the housing and line up. And then it's kind of castellated, kind of a hex 12-point kind of ratchet hitch thing or wrench thing down in the middle that kind of gives you the extra torque you need to turn it. So fits on a regular socket, a 1/2-inch drive, and we're going to get that under there to Gabe and let him get his filter out.
All right, we've got
Dance, monkey, dance.
we got the oil drained out. It's time to drain the filter, which requires you to drop the front skid, jacket, and stuff. So.
Yep. So our jack point, just so you know, was over here on the frame. And then we put a jack stand right in front of that cross member. We only had to do it on one side to allow that skid plate to swing forward. It's on kind of a little grabber kind of hinge thing that you can take off. You can get it off of there, but it's kind of hard. So we just decided to leave it on and let it swing forward and get out of the way. So now we can get the oil filter off, and then we'll be off to the races. So the next step is to get the filter out of the filtering. I think you just pull that out. Yep, comes right off.
Easy.
And then we're gonna open up the new filter.
Yeah, my filter's a little bigger.
Really?
My filter's bigger than his filter. And then
You gotta get the O-ring.
you got a pick or something.
Huh?
You got a pick or something.
Maybe.
replace the O-ring on the drain since we didn't take it out.
That's what the other O-rings for. Mine came with both O-rings, but I didn't use one of them. Now I know why. So that seats in that groove on the housing.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong.
Can't really go wrong. Nice big groove. Filter goes on again.
So when you get the aluminum one, you just take this out because the aluminum tube is longer.
Oh.
So you have to take this one out. But you never let this comes off.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's-
Because I guess the aluminum one comes off of a different engine.
yeah.
So, interesting. It's interesting.
That's it.
All right, that's it. So now that goes back under there. We get that torque back down to spec, and then we're good to start putting oil in.
So it's editing me. We lost a few clips. I got one corrupted file for some reason, and I wanted to get a little bit more footage just to tell you about the oil evacuator that we used and kind of show you a little bit about how that works, because I felt like that was kind of important to know. So I'm gonna turn the camera over and we're gonna just look at that real quick. All right, guys, so this is the Holtz Industries oil evacuator that I got. I got this at Harbor Freight. I've had it for a little bit. It's pretty inexpensive. These are about, $150 or so, something like that. And they come with several different things. They come with the plastic line right here. This goes down the oil dipstick pipe into the oil pan. It also came with some tubing that you can kind of plug in to give you the extra length you need to get from the ground where this thing sits up to your engine bay and have room to get the tube down in the oil dipstick pipe. It plugs in, kind of you can see right down there at the bottom on that valve, and it plugs into your air compressor, and the air pressure from the compressor actually creates suction and will allow you to suck the oil out of your oil pan. Now, kind of a tip that I found after I used it once and then used it again is it's really important to empty it out between uses, because you can see there's a scale on the side that tells you how many quarts you've removed. And so that's really helpful. If you know how many quarts your engine holds, and you kind of know when you're done and there's nothing left to suck out. Otherwise, it's a little bit difficult to tell because there's oil in the tube and it's just kind of hard to tell what's going on. So notice we got about 6 quarts out of the 4Runner. It holds about 6.5. We got about probably another quarter quart out of the oil filter cartridge holder, the housing, when we took it down. So overall, pretty good. There was always going to be a little bit of oil trapped in the engine, no matter how you get the oil out. When you drain it into a drain pan, no one really measures that. And you're always going to leave a little bit of oil in the engine no matter what. So this thing does a pretty good job, gets all the oil out. Takes it, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes to drain it all out, but you don't have to crawl into the vehicle. So as I said in the video and mentioned, I think Jeep and like Mercedes, just because we have one, my wife drives a Mercedes, they have a cartridge filter on the top. So with one of these, you never have to crawl into the vehicle. And I kind of wish Toyota could follow suit with that and maybe figure out in the future a way to put the oil filter on top. I'm new to Toyota. Maybe that's the way they've always done it. It kind of sounds like that's how they've always done it. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that and put that into the video so you guys can see. If you want to pick one of these up, like I said, you can get them at Harbor Freight, and it's from Holt Industries right over here.
Well, anyway, we'll do a walk around to the 4Runner at a later date and talk a little bit why I have a 4Runner now and not the GX anymore. But that's it. Oil change complete. I'm Gabe. That's Landon. So what are the traveling hats? We hope to see you out there.